To the Big Al Show, TNA TJ, baby, all day. How was that WrestleMania, baby, that main event?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the special edition of the Big Al Show. We're going to be doing all WrestleMania. The big event just ended, but we're going to talk all about it. Let's get to the results right away. Obviously, the big match, The Undertaker, has defeated Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels has apparently retired. So the streak defeats the career tonight at WrestleMania 26. We're going to be on for a half an hour, so we're going to be talking a little bit, taking your calls just a little bit, and we're going to get into all the results. So that's the big one. Bret Hart defeated Vince McMahon. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but let's just do the results right now. Bret Hart beat Vince McMahon. Undertaker, like I said, again, streak over career. Batista loses the WWE title to John Cena. Surprise, surprise, everybody. Chris Jericho, in a real surprise, I think, retains the World Heavyweight title against Edge. Money in the Bank match. Bit of a surprise here. Jack Swagger wins the Money in the Bank match. Interesting. Big Show and Miz squash Morrison and Truth to start off WrestleMania. Triple H wins a pretty bad match with Sheamus. Legacy Randy Orton gets the victory. And Rey Mysterio beats CM Punk. And the heel divas with Vicky Guerrero won their match. And that's it. Those are your WrestleMania results, ladies and gentlemen. My predictions were completely off. Totally wrong. I think I got maybe 2 or 3 correct. Otherwise, I had no idea. So let's go over these matches, TNA TJ. Let's talk a little bit about them, and let's see what everybody thought of WrestleMania.
Sure.
First, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, the big one tonight. What did you think?
Awesome match. They did it just like they did last year. Awesome. I mean, that's what I think everyone ordered this WrestleMania for, and they got what they paid for.
Well, are you happy with the result? You thought...
I thought Shawn was going to win somehow, some way, which I still think, man, I wish they would, but maybe he is retiring. And maybe this is the best way for him to go out, and I think it was a great...
Wasn't the ending great, the scene, the way the crowd was cheering for him, 72,000, and I didn't see them, they weren't really that loud for most of the show.
Pretty quiet.
They were going crazy.
And what more could you want?
Right, what more could you want? They were going crazy at the end for Shawn Michaels. Bret Hart over Vince McMahon, what'd you think of that?
I didn't like it.
Oh, this was a disaster. You saw me going crazy about that.
Yeah.
That match. Bret the Hitman Hart, big mistake in booking. You can't have that whole gang rivalry against one guy. Vince McMahon was outnumbered. It totally made Bret Hart seem like the heel. He was a sympathetic character in that match. He was getting jumped, beat up by all the Harts. 60-something-year-old man getting beat up and pounded. They made him sort of a face.
Right. And did they need it? Did he really need it? You know what I mean? Did he need to do the beatdown with 80 people on him? I mean, I don't know.
Should have just been one-on-one.
And fans would have said,
Cena defeats Batista. That was a good match. You went to get Taco Bell for us.
Taco Bell.
At the time. But I thought that was a real good match. I was actually impressed. The crowd was 50-50, I'd say, booing Cena and cheering him at the same time.
Wow, I think it's going to be more and more.
Boom. Jericho and Edge, pretty good match. I think I expected a little more.
Did you?
Yeah.
I had Jericho, so it don't matter. And I knew he was going to win.
Jack Swagger won the Money in the Bank. Everybody was wrong. I don't know if anybody said Jack Swagger was going to win that, but he did. Big Show and The Miz completely squashed Morrison and the Truth. Triple H, bad match with Sheamus.
Terrible.
I did not like that match.
What did you expect?
It was kind of slow. I thought it was going to be a little better.
Nah.
Legacy, I like that match, one of my favorites. I like Randy Orton beating him up.
I told you.
You called it. You did good with your predictions.
I did pretty good.
CM Punk, I thought CM Punk was going to win and get the stipulation. Ray joined straight edge. Didn't happen.
They love Ray.
They love Ray. And Vicky Guerrero did, I think, what was meant to be a frog splash, pointed up for Eddie Guerrero, tribute.
Did she try to do a frog, cover at the end? It was.
Well, I don't know. That was a little odd.
George.
Reverend George, he doesn't want to come on.
Was that
let's take some calls. We got some callers waiting, so let's hear what they thought of WrestleMania. We're going to take 845. 845, you've been waiting. Welcome to the Big Al Show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Aaron T. Hop from Twitter.
How's it going, brother? What'd you think of WrestleMania?
Man, it was all right, man. I just felt a little bad about the Shawn Michaels thing. I mean, oof. I didn't think he was going to lose this match, but hey, I was reading around that he was going to retire and shit. So I mean, one of those things that I guess it was meant to be, and I hated that. I mean, Batista, that Cena match. I mean, Batista should have won that match, man.
Batista? You can't at WrestleMania. They make John Cena the big baby face, the kids,
I mean, I thought it was funny when he won the title and he went to the first row with all the I Hate Cena T-shirt guys. Right after the match, I'm like, well, I recognize
that. That was very cool. That was a good move by him. But the crowd was booing him.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was all in all a good pay-per-view, but it just felt like there were a lot of slow parts. I mean, you could even tell the crowd was a little off on it, especially in the Edge match. And I just there's something missing in that match. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't seem like, like I would have loved to see that spot during the match, not after, But hey, I guess they kind of set it up for future road,
That's a good match, but you hit it on the money. I felt like something was missing, I thought they could have done a little bit better. I thought that I expected more from them. I didn't think Jericho was going to win.
Well, I mean, I guess the way they booked it is more of expanding the story longer, and especially since the draft is coming up. Especially now Swagger winning the Money in the Bank. It's going to be crazy how they maneuver around who's going to go where.
Yeah, what are they going to do with Jack Swagger? Where do you think he's going to go? Who's he going to pick?
Well, if I had to guess, I think they're going to probably after. I guess he'll figure it out after the draft and wherever that leads up. And if I had to guess, Cena. I mean, that's where I would guess he's going.
Oof, I don't think that match could sell anything.
I know. It's not going to sell, but it's one of those things now that I mean, I know they got the pay-per-view in a couple of months for the Money in the Bank itself, so I don't know if they're going to tie it into, Swagger, do the kind of flip-flop and loses a contract in a match kind of deal.
Yeah,
but
he might lose it in the meantime,
hoping for Christian to win that Money in the Bank so they could do something with Edge, but I guess, when Christian didn't win, I kind of suspected that Edge wasn't going to win either.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, Edge and Christian, and I took two of my predictions on that, and I got screwed on both. Listening to my call,
that would have been great. Yeah, man, that would have been a great, SummerSlam kind of looking down the road kind of pay-per-view.
Yeah, but the problem is us fans are thinking way more creative than the WWE is. So we're guessing all these interesting, cool little angles and turns, and WWE's not even thinking about that.
I know, and it's coming, it's becoming a PG kind of thing now. Get the kids, get the mom and pops, So it's kind of getting to a point now that it's kind of like, what's going to make those fans happy, not the hardcore wrestling fans who, want to see Christian. And I still swear that Vince just has something against Christian ever since that whole, thing back in the day.
Absolutely. All right, let's get a grade from you. If you had to grade this, what would you give it?
I'd say, 7.5, and the only reason I say 7.5, is because obviously the Taker, Michaels match was insane. I mean, it was great.
Yeah. It
just felt like the finish, you kind of knew that it was going to go to that whole forced finisher kind of deal. I mean, obviously last year wasn't going to be top, but it was still great. I mean, I thought it was the best match of the night. But then again, the other matches weren't crazy. I mean, Money in the Bank was okay.
Money in the Bank was pretty good.
It was pretty good, but, it's one of those things that, I was kind of like, you're so, from past years, you've seen things that, haven't been done ever again. And it's kind of like, and then one of the things I thought about, too, is what was the point of Shelton Benjamin in that match? He didn't do anything. I thought that was his match.
Yeah, I thought Drew McIntyre completely disappeared. Where did he go for about 90% of that?
I don't know. I think that now they're going to kind of it's going to be one of those things now that you're going to be like, all right, your Money in the Bank match now because it's turning into a pay-per-view. It's one of those things that has to be once a year, get the right characters, and you're good. I mean, Evan Bourne was the star of that match. I mean, that's the way I looked at it.
Evan Bourne was good, but he's too small. He looks so little.
I know. Only if he was a little jacked up, Give him a couple of years.
Yeah. He may have to try the roids a little bit. Slip those in.
Right, yeah. So, it's a good pay-per-view, It was good, but it was a good WrestleMania. I mean, it wasn't bad.
It was pretty good.
But it was not.
I mean, it's WrestleMania, so it's going to be, you got to give it a little better, of a rating because, it's such good production. The crowd, 72,000 people. It looks better. It's more entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I love that little thing that they added in the middle of the ring that the little screen comes down. That was pretty cool. I thought when Randy Orton won and that came down, I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a good match. All right, brother, thanks for your call. We appreciate it.
All right, you guys have a good time.
You too, man. All right, let's take a 954 call. 954, you're on the air with the Big Al Show.
Hello?
What's up, brother?
Hey, this is Rich.
What's going on, man? What'd you think of WrestleMania?
It could have been better. Could have been worse.
Give us your analysis, Rich.
The most disappointing thing for me was CM Punk and Rey Mysterio. I thought that match was going to be the steal of the night. I was expecting that match to go longer. There was going to be more spots in the match, but there wasn't, and it just was bad. And I really now feel like the feud's going to end because because Rey didn't join the Straight Edge Society, and I don't know. I just feel like they just ruined that whole feud with that.
For me, the worst of the night was Hart versus McMahon because the whole gang mentality they had out there, I think, completely ruined it. And I think they made McMahon a sympathetic character during that match.
I mean, yeah, they did, but you got to understand, that's that. What else could they do with that match? You knew McMahon was going to get whooped. You knew the Hart.
One-on-one, fine. But once you bring the numbers game in, then you make Vince McMahon look like this poor old guy who's getting beat up by 10 of the Harts.
I mean, you looked at the audience. Everyone hated Vince McMahon that whole match.
Yeah. If Shane McMahon had came out towards the end of that match, tell me the crowd wouldn't have popped hard face.
I would have died. McMahon. I would have died. But another thing that bothered me, there needs to be blood. Vince McMahon, that sharpshooter, if he had blood in his face, that would have just made that 150 times more better.
Yep. No question.
And finally, they had the Hart Dynasty in something with Bret Hart. Finally.
At WrestleMania, of all times, they finally introduced them into the storyline.
I was just waiting for that week after week. They don't even acknowledge them.
Yeah. What would you grade this, Rich?
Honestly, a 6. Besides the Undertaker match, which I knew was going to be good, it wasn't that as good as last year. Last year just blew my mind. I mean, the high point of this match was the moonsault with Shawn Michaels. Blew my mind. I was nuts.
That was awesome.
I don't know, I guess people are rating the Chris Jericho match and Edge match lower. That blew my mind. The spear at the end, I thought that was nuts. I did not expect that at all. And just from ratings, everyone was disappointed with that match.
Well, I like it. It's just that, there's such talented workers and personalities. I think, I feel they could have done a little bit more with that. The match, and for me, the whole hype and lead up to it, they could have done more with both of those characters.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And then Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank was surprising and bad at the same time. The thing that got me going crazy was the Kofi Kingston on the stilts.
Yeah, that was what is he doing? At first I didn't think it made any sense, but it's kind of cool.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, all in all, it was a 6.
Yeah. All right, Rich, well, thank you for your analysis, brother.
All right, keep up the good work, man.
Later, dude. Thank you. Bye. That's Rich, everybody. WrestleMania. Call in and get your analysis. See what you guys think of the pay-per-view. I guess I'm going to go ahead and give my grade, and then we're going to take some more calls. I'm going to give this WrestleMania, because I give letter grades, I'm going to give it a C+.
That's what I got.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a C+. It was above average, but for WrestleMania, nothing big. Nothing, what are we going to talk about, really?
Not a lot.
Nothing big.
Things, really.
Let's take a call. 910. 910, you're on the air with the Big Al Show.
It's funny, you gave the exact grade that I had, a C,
Is this our friend Grim?
Yep.
I should have known. Known that.
Yeah, I got done watching it with my buddies.
What's your thoughts?
I'm going to disagree with you completely. I actually liked the Triple H Sheamus match personally. Then again, I'm a Sheamus guy. I mean, it's completely biased. I get that, but
he should be mad.
But I thought it was a good match, and I'm fine with him losing because it at least built him as a superstar because he at least was somewhat dominating that fight. But I was so livid after the end of that Money in the Bank ladder match because you let Jack. I just got done feuding with Santino Marella Swagger win that match.
Yeah. Well, he only took about 15 minutes to get the briefcase unhooked.
Climb one more ladder rung and just unhook it. I mean, if you're going to do it, don't take so long. I mean, come on.
Oh, boy.
God.
What did you think of the last match?
Loved it. It was better than last year, by far.
Think so? It saved WrestleMania for me, I think, this year.
Yeah, it saved it. I mean, I put in the comment, it saved it. It saved the show, in my opinion. Maybe that's harsh, but I mean, it really was the show, pretty much.
So you're going C+.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go C+, because I mean, it got me so hyped. Like when the Hart Dynasty came out, I'm like, wait a second, did Vince pay them off? Because that would have been so good if he paid them off. They screwed, because I was hoping for a screwing. And then
you thought like they were at least gonna if they're gonna turn on Vince. And
well, I mean, you got a heel team that every week is getting jobbed by Crime Time on SmackDown, and they're just gonna come out and one night be good guys, be faces. I mean,
right.
You know,
and it's bad enough they're doing jumps. You can't jump someone 6-on-1 in the ring and expect the guy to give him a jump.
Exactly, because I had the same opinion that it's just a poor old man being beat up, and you know.
I don't know.
It's whatever. Another thing about SmackDown was Edge and Jericho. We take multiple weeks of having Edge come out there yelling spear, 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 and then he doesn't actually hit the spear in the match. He hits it afterwards, but I mean, still, I mean, you're gonna build up like that.
Well, Jericho got him with the code breaker.
But I mean, I'm just saying that they botched that storyline anyway, because they could have just talked about the whole tag team thing back when he got injured and all that, but. I don't know.
No.
Just a little letdown for me.
Thanks for your analysis, brother. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Next Saturday, buddy, 6 o'clock. We know how we do.
Money in the Bank. Stupid match.
You didn't like the Money in the Bank?
I don't like this. I don't like the match itself. So it not only don't like the match, and they end the match with the guy winning that. Who cares? Really?
Yeah.
Anyone care? Will anyone remember that? Really?
I like Jack Swagger. You said you like him. He has a nice little personality to him.
I like him for an upcoming, not a guy that gets to go out there and possibly win a belt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
You
know? All right.
I like Hugh Morris, too. You know what I mean?
I love that moonsault. Speaking of Hugh Morris, that moonsault at the end by Shawn Michaels was awesome.
Oh, it was awesome.
And he landed right on.
I was surprised.
Landed right on his knee.
So I was like, oh, he's going to do the elbow.
Yeah, I thought so, especially since he originally missed it. I thought he was going to go back to it. Is this it, Shawn Michaels? He's gone?
No, a year, maybe. And then he'll be back doing something, you know. They all do. And like I said, last week, name one wrestler who's retired and stayed retired. That's an old-timer, not a Brock Lesnar.
Ric Flair.
Oh, man. Hogan?
Hulk Hogan, Hulk Hogan was done after WrestleMania 8. Remember Sid?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
He was
sad about that. We saw that.
That's it. Shawn Michaels right off into the sunset. Go out. How can you go out better than that? But if he wants to come back, listen, I'm never against it.
Sure.
Because I always say one day these legends, like HBK, are going to be gone. They're going to die. I know that's a little morbid.
Well,
we're all going to die, but they're going to be gone, and I'm going to be thankful for every single match he wrestled. Even if he barely did anything, he got in there, posed, and just, did whatever. Shawn Michaels is in the ring, and you have that to watch forever. I'll take it. So if they ever want to come back, if he wants to come back, I'm all for it. But if you want to go out, that's the way to do it.
Who would you rather lost there? Let's say if it was career against career, Undertaker or
Michaels has more left in the tank.
Right. So you were
Michaels has more. But listen, that being said, Taker's an amazing worker who's better than 70% of the young guys today.
But you would have rather
working, let alone personality.
But Taker would have been your guy that if you had to choose between the two.
I like Shawn Michaels more, but that's just me. The Undertaker is probably far more appealing though.
Right.
He has a huge fan base.
So does Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels does have a huge fan base. And the ladies still love him. On Twitter, you won't see any more, Twitter names by girls than HBK will always be in the name.
He's the Heartbreak Kid.
Poor guy, breaking hearts. All these poor ladies out there.
They never learned.
So one last time down the card, let's give stars. What do you think? 4 stars, 1 to 4. Let's go at the bottom. No offense, ladies, but the Divas match. Mickie James, Kelly, Eve, Gail Kim, and Beth Phoenix took on Michelle McCool, Maurice, Layla, Alicia Fox, who I love. Alicia Fox, by the way. And Vicky Guerrero, who I also love. Excuse me! I give that match 1.5 stars. It was bad. What do you give it?
I'm going with 1, and it would have. Listen, it would have got. It might have got 1.5 if the terrible ending. Do you see the pin she accidentally rolled?
Come on, I like that because she was still trying. She was trying to do it for Eddie R.I.P. the Frog Splash. She's not a wrestler.
Okay,
it just was bashing. I feel bad that it kind of went. It went bad.
Frog Splash when she pinned her the second time.
Whatever, man, whatever. She's not a wrestler. I love her as a character. So I gave it a 1/2 star just for that part. I don't even care if it was botched. It was good intent. CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. I'm going to give that match 2.5 stars. I think, like Rich said, they could have done a whole lot more with those guys. They didn't give them enough time. They could have given us a great match, like a main event quality match, and they didn't let them, I don't think.
2 good wrestlers. I give it a 2.
You You're having a tough rating system.
Yeah, I think tonight was disappointing for me. But I think it's a 2. I think, like the caller said before, man, can you imagine the things that went on for months with this, Ray and the group? Nope.
Yeah.
They ruined it, and that's it.
Legacy match, I give that 2.5 stars. I want to give it more than 2.5 stars. The reason I can't give that match 2.5 stars, it didn't go long enough. They didn't let it really build up. That should have been towards the end of the card, and Randy Orton should always be involved in the main event or damn near borderline main event. He's the best thing in wrestling today, and it's BS that he was the second match. That was one of my favorite parts, and still, whatever.
2.5. 2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
I didn't like how they were fighting right away, or
you knew that Rose and DiBiase were going to do it. Listen, the thing about WrestleMania tonight, they didn't do anything like outside the box. They didn't do anything swervish. They stayed very, very safe. They know how to book for the most part, which brings me to the worst booked part of WrestleMania, Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon, where Vince McMahon was jumped by the Hart family and Bret Hart. They used weapons. McMahon tried to defend himself like a good face, and Bret Hart was pulling out weapons. What was he using?
It looked like a steel.
I forget. A steel pipe or something like that.
Or a tire iron.
A tire iron. I mean, come on. It's Vince McMahon. And the crowd was out of that match. The crowd completely said, okay, what are we supposed to do here? You're jumping this guy. You want us to cheer for his head?
Sure, but we first saw it, we were like, okay. Well,
I give that match 1 star.
Oof.
1 star. Because that booking was so bad that if nobody stopped that, Vince McMahon has a serious problem because he doesn't know how to book anymore.
Right. No.
Somebody should have stopped that.
Somebody lost it.
Big mistake. Batista versus Cena, I'm sorry. I liked it. I thought it was a decent match, and I loved that Cena was half getting booed by the crowd. And like our first caller pointed out, I think it was our first caller, it might have been Grimm, pointed out, he went into the I hate Cena guys. And they were going boo, boo, and Cena's standing there posing with them smiling.
Right.
That's awesome. So good for Cena. And that was a pretty good match. Batista's, they're at least doing him a little bit proper by a heel. The crowd didn't pop for many matches.
The crowd was weak, but is that because of
I give Cena versus, let's do the stars here. I always get off track. Cena versus Batista. I give it 2.5 stars. I guess I can't give it 3. I give it 2.5.
Sounds about right.
Okay, but I liked it. I thought it was better than I expected. I'm not a big Cena fan or a Batista fan. Jericho versus Edge, good match. I expected more, but it was still a great match. 3 stars for me. 3 for you as well?
3.
3, okay. Money in the Bank. Jack Swagger wins. You didn't like it? You were popping a little bit for that match.
Negative star.
Oh.
If there was negatives in this, then it would definitely be there. It's just terrible. 10 guys losers, but I don't care about any of them. Christian, fine. The rest, really? Really? That, just terrible.
I give that match 2.5 stars.
Wow.
I liked it. I mean, it wasn't innovative or crazy, but I still liked it. Sorry.
Yeah.
And, of course, the last match, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Listen, for everything involved, for all that was going on, I'm giving it 4 stars.
At 4.
4 stars. Now, was it perfect? No, but That's as close to a 4-star match as far as intensity, character, on the line, anticipation.
Main event.
Main event, no swerve. They made it the main event. Hey, that's one reason. The one thing WWE did right tonight, even though it wasn't for the title, they made Undertaker versus HBK the main event. That was awesome.
Well, where's all the stars?
There were no stars really tonight, right? I didn't see any.
Nothing.
Who were the big names at WrestleMania? What happened to the celebs?
Didn't go to the... Yeah.
We get all these CMs every week, but for WrestleMania, nobody showed up.
Oh.
What was the, you guys from USA?
Anybody.
I don't know.
It was bad. Not even an old school wrestler in the audience?
I didn't see anything. I expected maybe something crazy, maybe Macho Man coming back really, really quick for a special appearance, maybe during the Slim Jim commercial.
Yeah. Now, wouldn't that have been great?
That'd been awesome.
Man came out and just tackled.
What if the Warrior came out pissed off that he wasn't inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Oh, that would have been a great twist.
Grim went 4 stars on the Taker HBK as well. 3 stars, Grim, on the Triple H Sheamus match? I got to go with 2 stars. But 3 stars, okay. You like the guy, I understand. I like Hogan. I rated Hogan a couple high. Lots of stars as well.
You extra.
Big Show. This is the last one we're doing. I can't believe I forgot about it. Big Show and Miz versus Morrison and The Truth, 1.5 stars. It was so fast and just whatever. Yeah, you missed it. You're on your way over.
Yeah, on my way. Not
Overall, C+, and you're going C+ for WrestleMania.
I'm going C+.
Thank you guys for joining us. This was your WrestleMania report. Watch us, kickasswrestlingshow.blip.tv or youtube.com/kickasswrestlingshow. And we will see you guys next Saturday and every Saturday at 6 o'clock. Happy WrestleMania Day, everybody. And we'll see you guys next week. Later. Peace out.
What you want?